Well, good morning. We're over here at Calvary Chapel, Chino Hills, and who we got with us this morning? Eddie. This is Eddie. Eddie's got an awesome story that he wants to share. Eddie, tell the people what happened when you were driving with your daughter.
I was heading up to Spokane, Washington, and this was the first road trip that my daughter took with me. So as we're driving, we're getting up towards Redding, and she sees me talking on the CB, and she says, "Dad, can I talk on the CB?" And I said, "Sure." Next time a truck comes around us and he's clear, you just tell him that he's clear, driver. He'll put his blinker on and then he'll scoot in. So she does that, and he comes around. She says, "You're clear, driver." He scoots in, and he says, "Thank you, sweetie." And I motioned to my daughter, and I said, "God bless you." And she says, "God bless you."
Eddie, I'm sorry. How old is your daughter?
My daughter was 15 at the time.
Okay.
So after she says that, he says, "Wait a minute. Are you guys believers? I need to talk to you. I'm so lonely out here." He said, "I really need to talk to you." Anyhow, come to find out that this driver was a doctor on a mercy ship, and he became a driver to serve the Lord. And as he's telling me this story, he said that he would go from all around the world as a doctor helping people. And he said one time as they got in, they were doing their work, their daughter, his young daughter, started having motor skill problems. So he said he didn't know what it was. He might have thought it was a virus or something, but ultimately it got worse and worse. So he didn't have any of the instruments on the ship to verify what it was. He had an idea. So he went into Europe, and sure enough, his worst fears were confirmed that she had brain cancer. And he says to me, "Eddie, if there's anything that can take you to your knees, it's when your kid's sick." He said, so I prayed, and I said, "Lord, I will serve you if you'll heal my daughter." So Don said he prayed. That night his daughter's in the hospital, and the next day they're going to start the procedure. They're going to start chemo. So he goes in to see his daughter the next morning, and she says, "Daddy, last night Jesus visited me with some angels, and he touched my head, and he said that I'm going to be okay, and he's going to heal me." And the whole room smelled like flowers, and he was tall as a tree. And he said that when his daughter told him that, he said, "Oh God, you heard my prayer." And he said, so the doctor came in, and the doctor wants to start this procedure. He has a picture of the MRI of the brain tumor. So he says, we don't want to hear all that. And he said, we don't have time for that. He said, we got to start this procedure. So he said, you don't understand. He said, I serve a loving and a healing God. So the doctor takes he says, doctor takes the daughter in to measure the brain tumor. Can't find the brain tumor. It's gone. Thank you, Jesus. But Jesus is good. I'm a driver, and I've been all across the United States, and so many times God puts us in certain places at certain times to touch certain people. Just surrender to Jesus. It's easy. He takes us as we are.
I got a quick question. How old was the girl?
The girl was about 11 years old.
11 years old. You guys have just heard an awesome story here. If you're watching this and you have a little girl or a little boy or anybody that you know that needs healing, God is in the healing business. Brother, it's nice meeting you. Thank you so much.
Nice meeting you, Michael.
God bless you.
And I tell you, there was a woman in Knoxville, Tennessee who sent me to you guys because I got a blowout out there, and I was just going to film my eyes shut up, hit water, and hit the road. And as I'm at the counter, this woman's crying, and the clerk's telling her, "Honey, I can't help you anymore. You already owe me so much money, and you used all your credit." And I was hearing this story. The clerk asked the woman, "Where's your husband?" She says, "I don't know. I haven't heard from him in a week." He says, "Well, what do the doctors say?" He said, "Well, I have a tumor, and I don't know what's going on." He said, "Well, I can't give you any more credit." And I said, "Don't worry about it. I'll pay. The money that I make is from Jesus, and he'll help you." And she said, "Can you do me a favor? we go through Ontario all the time. Can you stop at the chapel there and just give a little money for Christ? She's the one that sent me, but it's also God who sent me.
God doesn't go up. God bless you guys. Catch you on the road.